All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to February. You may notice that I am missing my standard compatriot. Jamie is a little under the weather today, but I will do my best to shoulder the load. And my promise to you is I will not tell any of his jokes. He gets to save them for his next time. But I do want to start out by saying and introducing this exciting piece of a tidbit, if you will, with everybody. January was the second best January this brokerage has had in profit share and profit overall. And that happened in what the critics will call a down market. So here we are doing our best work ever at a time that we all would agree has been slightly more challenging. And while that may be true, we have risen to the occasion. And I am excited to talk about all the things we've done over the course of the last couple of days, weeks, etc., and months today with you. So with that in mind, our purpose. When we talk about our purpose, we're talking about Keller Williams Preferred Realty. And as a leadership team, we took some time, we thought about this and really said, what are we about? What is our value proposition? And that is to serve agents and impact lives. We feel that by serving our agents, we can impact lives through you, each of you, as you do that. And I know each of you have considered your own value propositions, and if you haven't, it's a good kind of practice to really think about what you're about. But our purpose, serve agents, impact lives. Our mission at Keller Williams is to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. And these are the underpinnings of what we do here. Our vision, to be the real estate company of choice for agents and their customers. And our values, culture. Our priorities are God, family, business, in that exact order. Integrity, we believe in always doing the right thing. Impact, we strive to give freely of our time and talents to positively influence lives. And growth, we encourage a strong work ethic plus consistency, systems, models, and tools to achieve results. That's what we are about. So with that in mind, we talk about I'm going to talk about two people. I get 2 plays of the week this week, because we didn't have a meeting last week, who have embodied that outside of their real estate business. And I want to start out with Kelly Moynihan, and this is what Jamie wrote about that. Courage and care are such an impactful combination. Kelly had the courage to look death in the eye, stand her ground to do what was best, and has the care to help us all to take driver's seat in life. She was hospitalized when a tumor the size of an orange burst in her chest, then diagnosed with stage 2 thymoma, a rare form of cancer. She appeared to be in remission, gave birth to her son Maverick, and 2 months later was diagnosed with stage 4 thymoma. She could no longer nurse him, had to have an emergency blood transfusion, and almost lost her life on the operating table. Following her intuition to seek out alternative answers that cleared her, she is now using and has now moved into a state where that's no longer a challenge for her. I mean, cancer is always on the list, but that's no longer part of her day-to-day thing. And she's now using her experiences as a platform to help others take back their power. All this while taking care of real estate clients at a high level. So let's give a hand to Callie. And Molly Warmka. Congratulations to Molly. We're excited for Molly's clients, as their listing that went live on Wednesday already had 3 offers. Her real estate business is just one part of her larger endeavor. She works with underserved niche of the senior population, helping them and their families through the entire transition of aging. Whether this is through helping them find assisted or senior living, downsizing, guiding them through the process of cleaning out homes, connecting people with the proper people for real estate, and planning life celebrations. She does all this and more under her umbrella of Aging Well Services. Molly has lovingly cared for her aging parents as well by strategically moving into a multi-generational home, and now shares her strategies for reaching out to this client base to anyone who's interested. So let's give a big hand for Molly. So that's that's why that was so exciting for her to get that listing. That's her first listing, so that's exciting, and having that.
And she ended up with 6 offers.
6 offers, because 3 isn't enough.
It's not. She wanted more.
6!
Yes.
Boom. Way to go, Molly. Thank you. Bucket fills.
Who has a bucket fill for somebody in the room while Jason's grabbing the bucket? Yes, I can't tell who that's, Krista.
I have a bucket fill for Tina for meeting me at a property because my lockbox super key wasn't working, and she met me with to let myself and somebody else into one of my listings in Farmington. So she came over with her dog, and she let me in, and I was so thankful.
Oh my gosh,
Good job, Tina.
All right, Tasha, if you wouldn't mind reading that for me, I wouldn't.
Can you come right back to you?
I bet. Does it say Tokus?
I'll go.
Oh, that one's good. Yes, please.
Got it. Okay, go ahead.
This person is grateful for Megan Oren and Emily McClellan. They brighten my day every time I interact with them.
How about that? Thank y'all. And for those of you who are not familiar, those of you who are not familiar, the bucket is up front, and anytime somebody does something nice for you, does a great thing, put some words in there, throw it in there, let them know so we can share it with them.
All
Tasha.
right. God bless Jenny, Jeni. She can be a great asset in panic mode. Big smiley face.
Thank you, Jenny. All right, ma'am, what do you got for me?
I miss being in the office. Great people. Who am I? Hint, I love tacos. I miss you all.
Fantastic. That's a visiting agent who actually couldn't spell tacos, but we'll let that pass.
Jason Arvidsson encourages me every day with kind affirmations.
How about that? And I want to affirm while I've got all of you here that you are in the right place. We have a lot of guests today, so if you haven't met everybody, take a chance to do that. Kelly.
Sherry, for all the items she takes care of, from the common areas to agent care, her heart and care is seen daily.
Big time Sherry. You can hear it for louder. Yay! All right. Now I'm going to bring up Krista Nelson, who's going to give away our Spirit Award. And for those of you not familiar with the Spirit Award, this is given from an agent, preferably to another agent who has impacted them in some way around the office.
Okay, well, over the past 5 months, I have met an agent, I want to say, who probably has inspired me more than any other in a long time, and probably doesn't even know it. But he's not only inspired myself, but many others and that kind of thing. And I wanted to share, every week he shares with us a heart-filled story of caring for others, and he's really made my business long-term career, trying to figure out how to make it more purposeful and sharing that with others and that kind of thing too. He has stories that he prays for our office, he leads our Bible study, and I'm proud to call him a friend in Christ. Brian Skorda, I would love to share this with you, because not only do you impact my spirit, you impact everybody else's around us as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brian. And Brian will get to tell his story next time when he hands that out, sometime in the future, if you don't mind. We have some capper news, and we know that capping is the best thing you can do, because after that, for the rest of the year, you are getting 100%. And we want to congratulate Jimmy and Aubrey Leisure for capping. Congratulations. And somewhere out there, I saw her earlier today, Kelly Jeffers. For the princess wave. Fantastic. All right, we have some new agents with us, and one who have joined recently, and we're going to have Tony stand up. Tony, I know I saw you. Tony Wellman, welcome aboard. Danielle couldn't be with us, but she recently joined as well, and I've had the chance to meet her, and fantastic stuff. In addition to that, our good friend, new friend, Jonathan, who will be joining us. We'll be seeing him shortly in the future. Jonathan. Give him Withheld. Don't withhold the information, guys. Let's talk about what's been withheld. Who wants to mention some withheld stuff? Nobody? All right, there we go. Megan.
Top one, Fire Lake.
Excellent.
It's actually Florida.
Cool. We'll get it updated someday.
Yeah. So if you look at the previous listing, she has done a ton of work since then. Roof siding, furnace AC, like all the big stuff. So great.
Much better value this time, and that's why it's going to sell. Bingo.
So we're probably gonna go active end of the month.
Excellent. Sarah.
I have one in Apple Valley, 550. It's about a little over 3,000 square feet with an unfinished basement. It is also 4 bedrooms and not 3 bedrooms. And beautiful, built in 2017, really beautiful house.
Excellent.
Also coming on by the end of the month or March 1st.
So obviously, if you have clients who are in the market and looking for things and these fit those needs, now is the good time to get them out there before they go on the market. You can move those properties without all kinds of nonsense. Go ahead, my friend.
If you have somebody looking for some great land and getting out of the craziness of the city, we have an awesome new property at 260th outside of Belle Plaine. Just a short amount of gravel off of a pretty busy, I shouldn't say busy, but a main tar road. 4-bedroom, 3-bath. It is a builder's home, so quality construction, gorgeous home. It's a rambler, just under 4,000 square feet. And plenty of room to do a big shed. It's just shy of 6 acres. So they're still looking for where they're going next. So no time as far as when it's coming live, but bring somebody out if they want peace and quiet. Oh, and it also has like state refuge land around it as well. So
nothing going to be
very
built in the
peaceful
future.
area. 690.
Perfect. The other, Tasha.
Pictures are being done right now. Those coming soon on Monday, live on next Friday, the 16th. It's a 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 3-car garage, almost 2,400 square feet finished, and then it's a 4-level split, so it's got the unfinished basement. $495, Diamond Court in Apple Valley. So that means you can walk through the neighbor's backyard and get to Eagle Ridge.
Which is a diamond all on its own.
That's right, that's right.
Not even a diamond in the rough, it really says exactly
Yes.
diamonds. Fully advertised. Any other, oh, look at that, Shane back there. He's not gonna be corny.
Won't go into full details. 2 properties, one needs a little TLC, 5 acres, Lakeville. Another one going live next week, very nice, Rambler, close to 5 acres, Farmington, Castle Rock Township. And then townhome in Eden Prairie and what's the other one? Home in Farmington, so I won't get into all the other stuff, but, yeah. No, just trying to get it.
Yeah.
Are there anybody else? Going once, going, oh.
I'll be the last. Hastings, 8.5 acres, 4-bed, 4-bath, a separate outbuilding that's, I'd say 40 by 80, concrete slab, for $820.
Look at all that stuff going out there right now. So fantastic. We've got that many properties out there. Anybody else? Going once, going twice? Not. With that, I'd like to bring up my good friend Melissa, talk a little bit about some stuff that we are working on or are processing.
I heard you say Shane's not gonna be corny. That's kind of Jamie-ish right there.
Don't get me started.
All right, well, we are so excited to let you know that we have implemented the Keller Williams philosophy of leverage. We have, over the last 3 months, been working on a transition. We've made it, and we're so pleased to announce it to you today, answer questions, and also cover some highlights. So as you guys have noticed, we have transitioned to a company called One Team. They are doing audits on my behalf for all of your purchase agreements. They also are doing all of your check cutting, and I'm guessing you have noticed. So if you go to the next one, The primary reason we wanted to do this is as your broker and as your MCA, we want to be live and in person and in front of you. We want to be talking to you. We want to be enriching you. We don't want to be locked in my bedroom closet where I'm auditing files for hours on end. Although that was fun and it was really enjoyable to see all of your successes and to see the houses that are being sold. We are going to be serving you better. We're going to be serving you at a higher level. We're going to be here and in person and working for you. We also wanted, we recognized we wanted to be able to have those files audited quite a ways before closing rather than just the week before closing. So if there are any things that you needed to improve upon, you'd have ample time to do that. And I think we have done that very successfully. I'm seeing a lot of nods of heads in the room, and I would say it is going really, really well. We do recognize that everyone has kind of a unique situation when it comes to cutting your commission checks. There are several situations where, you know, there may be a husband and wife team who work together in a real estate team. The commission check needs to go to the husband, though the wife may have been the one mainly involved in the transaction. So we have worked through some of those bumps in the road, and we feel like we are at a place now where we kind of are in our stride and in our groove. We do have some requests and some favors though. As we thank you for your patience, we have a few things that we would like your help with as well. So you may have established some habits when it comes to uploading your documents and also uploading your commission requests. We are asking that you upload your documents right away, as soon as the house goes pending. That may feel a little soon when you've got things like, you know, appraisals and inspections and whatnot, but it really does help us as we plan for the business, as we plan as a leadership team and forecast so that we know, so that we can anticipate what our profit share dollars will be and such. So it helps us a lot from doing projections. We also find that a lot of people, once they've uploaded all of their documents, tend to forget to click the button that says submit to the NC. That's really important that you remember to do that. And you'll find our mode of communication, as you guys have heard me sing and dance about in the past, is we write these comments in your command opportunity. And then if you receive a comment from myself or from the MCA or from Compliance One team, you'll notice that there will be a little red dot in your bell up here. So if you can help us out by getting in the habit of when you're in command, looking for those notices every single day. If your file for some reason hasn't been audited, that might be because it's a new construction file. It might have been a non-MLS file. So if you do notice that it hasn't yet been audited, you still can at me in the comments and I'll help elevate that and move that along. But as you are making notes in command, I want to make sure that you understand that there is a distinction between the teams at one team who are working on compliance and those who are working on check cutting. So the black circle with the red KW is the Compliance One team that works on the contract auditing. The white circle with the little hash marks through it, they're doing the commission work and the check cutting. I am going to be uploading a video on Facebook today that gives you a really thorough and detailed explanation of how to submit your commission requests in command. We recognize that that's one of the most cumbersome things and one that people kind of drag their feet or procrastinate on because they're worried, well, what if I do it wrong and will I not be paid then what I deserve to be paid? So this is a really good video that will talk you through it. You also may have noticed already, we have a system in place where we're watching the North Star MLS as homes go into the pending status. And then we at the front desk or a virtual assistant are sending individual emails to you if the commission request hasn't been submitted already. And we've gotten some feedback that that is premature, that you may be waiting, you know, you're not doing it right at pending. And we understand that. So we do have grace and we do have understanding if you take a little bit longer than that. But just know it is our request and goal of you that you submit that commission request right away. I'm guessing you might have some questions. Are there any questions? Any comments? Any feedback?
Nice shoes.
All right, well, thank you. You guys are working so hard. We couldn't be prouder. All the effort and all the hard work that you guys have put the groundwork in for during this shifting and changing market is just really coming to fruition with that key point that Jason made at the very beginning. So keep up the hard work. Spring seems to be here, and we all know what that means for the spring market. We know you'll be very busy. We are here to serve you and help you, so just keep working hard. We'll help you on the back end.
Good friend Tony, come on down, say some neat stuff. We do have our agent services update today will be brought to you by our new agent services coordinator, Tony.
Well, hi, everybody. I know most of you, but I don't know all of you, so I'm gonna keep working on getting to know all of you and to keep building the relationships that we already have. But as you know, I am the new agent services coordinator, and I will be taking over for Victoria, and I know those are super big shoes to fill, so be patient with me because she's really good at it. But I'm just so excited, and I'm just so excited for this opportunity, and I have to say a special thank you to Kelly and Jason, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't even be here. So, and they were amazing and still are. So thank you very much. I have someone else to introduce to you. This is Pidgey. Pidgey is our the mini office messenger, and Pidgey will leave notes for you on your desk. So if you get a note from Pidgey, you can either give him back to me and return a note, or you can pass it on to a new friend. But Pidgey is a part of my family, and I don't want him to get lost, so please make sure he returns.
Welcome aboard, Tony. Misha, you're smiling too much to not be on your way up here. Come on down.
I didn't know I was next, but okay. So, I'm here for your coaching update. We are having career night, February the 20th. It's a Tuesday, 6 to 7 p.m. in this office, or actually in this training room. If you have people that you think want to get into real estate or have questions or have said, what do you do all day when you're at work or whatever, have them come in. We're going to talk about the basics, what a day in the life is, because people don't really understand what we do all the time. They think we open doors and sell houses and make lots of money, which we can, but there's a whole lot more to that. So have them come for career night. I do have, Kelsey made wonderful marketing. So if there's something you want to share on your socials, let me know and I will share that with you. You can put it on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, any of the stuff. But please have people come out and we'll have some fun that night. Thank you.
All right, what's going on in the next couple of weeks? First off, we are having, and are in the process of conducting a survey. And what we're trying to do is make sure we get as much information from you about what you want to see us provide to you over the next couple of months. And we are going to be having a meeting next month where we review what you said and what we plan to do about it. So I want to make sure that you take the time to take the survey, get us the information that you need us to hear, and we want to make sure that we're taking advantage of all of the wonderful talent we have here to make sure we maximize your value. With that in mind, our broker will be doing Book Club Aspire again tomorrow, February 8th, where she'll be reviewing Never Split the Difference. So if you're interested in that book or learning a little bit more, that's a great thing. You can join on Zoom tomorrow. Friday, already Friday is our awards night. So we're gonna have a very big and exciting night. I've already seen a lot of the plans. The work that's been done is fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to seeing all of you on Friday night, where we will be talking about our annual awards, all the great stuff that you've done over the course of the year, and just be having a good time, which is fantastic. You do not have to dress in costume, although you can if you want to, and how fun would that be? Moving on from there, Melissa has brought a new idea. She's going to sit down in the resource room every Tuesday from 12:30 to 1 and just sit down and have some lunch. Have some questions for the broker. It's a great time to get to know her. Love to have as many people as possible participate on that Thursdays at 12:30.
Well, Tuesdays.
Tuesdays.
Thanks to those who came yesterday. It was really fun.
It was.
A hoot and a half. We talked about career night already, but just a reminder, that's Tuesday, February 20th. Next 2 weeks from now, we'll be having a listings presentation from 3 top-notch agents from Keller Williams outside of our brokerage. And they'll be talking about different strategies and insights they have about the market and what they're doing right now to get listings. Olivia, do you know a little bit more about them?
Yeah, so Mikey, Melina is in, Kansas City, and she's in the Jordan Freed Boss Babes. Her business nets over, $1 million a year with her and one buyer's agent and, an admin. John Brueggemann, I used to coach them when I was a MAPS coach. He's the lead listing, specialist for a team that does about 350 units in St. Louis. And Mallory, I don't know her yet, she sells about 60 to 70 listings a year on a team of a good friend of mine down in the Carolinas. And so just, ask them if they would just jump on, to get some good insight as to what's going on in other teams that we can, rip off and duplicate R&D here, so we can all take more listings.
Fantastic. So that'll be in our team meeting Wednesday the 21st. Following that meeting will be a wealth building seminar with Kyle Olson and Laura Linneman at 12:30 Wealth Building. And that'll be on the 21st. Remarkable stuff from them on how they've grown their property business since March 2020. They own multiple properties, multifamily units, cabins, commercial buildings, and they've built that over a 3 and change year period. And they're going to share with you what they do and how they do it so successfully. So that also is on the 21st. Plan to be here, you don't want to miss it. 25th through 29th, family reunion. We just keep the February busy going. Family reunion is one of the best times of the year, celebrating Keller Williams, going down and learning a lot. We already know that the Robbins will be there. We know that Mel will be there. We know that Baskin will be there. And we know that Tony Robbins will be there. But in addition to that, they felt like that wasn't enough. That Tony Robbins and Mel Robbins wasn't enough to get you to come, so they invited Danielle. She's going to be talking about overcoming attrition with a productivity program that is thriving. So we're excited to have her be a speaker at Family Union as well. All right, with that, my good friends, Brian and Drake, look at them. Look at how excited they are. Look at the beaming faces.
Rates dropped to 4?
So Melissa brought something up in a previous team meeting, and that was perfect timing for us because we are also getting a lot of information on it. And that was your political action committee working on first generation homebuyer down payment assistance. All right, so I'm going to just kind of read off what the description of it is, and then Drake's going to go into some specifics. So first generation homebuyer status will be verified by an affidavit signed by the borrower. At least one borrower must meet the criteria. Borrower may qualify as a first generation homebuyer if they and their parents or legal guardian have never owned a home in any country, or owned a home but lost it due to foreclosure. Okay, it's going to be crazy money, and we all need to take advantage of this. We'll kind of go into some specifics.
Yeah, so like Ryan said, awesome program, giving away a lot of money, so up to $35,000. They can also stack that with Minnesota Housing's down payment assistance, so even up to $53,000 in some cases, that additional $18,000, and it's going to mirror Minnesota Housing's loan parameters and guidelines. So income limit's going to be about 124. So this is going to allow a lot of our customers to qualify for that the first generation program, and the purchase limit, I believe, is up to 515 now, so it's going to go pretty far up there, and 50% of it is going to be forgiven after 10 years, and then the full amount will be forgiven after 20. So that's kind of the gist of it. And through the realtor pack, they were able to allocate, I believe it was $50 million to this program, so it's going to help a lot of families.
As of right now, they're signing affidavit, they're checking a box, they qualify. So right now, I'm already starting to ask hey, first time home buyer, yeah, how about in your generational family? I think there's gonna be a lot of things still to be ironed out on this, and it's coming this spring, as of right now. Because I could read this like I owned a home and I was foreclosed on 4 years ago. I qualify. So that might even, if somebody hasn't owned a home in 3 years, we consider them first-time home buyers. So there are things to get ironed out, but start thinking about it with your customers. Start asking that question, because I think it's gonna be huge.
What do you think the minimum credit score is they have to have?
Well, I think it's gonna follow.
It's 650. So 640 is technically, would allow them to go conventional, but it's kind of backwards, because if you're that low FICO, you're gonna have to have more of a down payment, a higher loan to value,
No
and so.
FHA?
FHA, yep, 650, for FHA, it's 650 is the minimum. For conventional, it'd be 640, but again, they're that low FICO, they're most likely gonna go FHA, so I really just usually say 650.
So for the forgiveness part, do they have to be owner occupied for that whole period of time?
Yep.
And is there a way, when we go to list these properties down the road and they forget that they owe this money, is there a way for us to easily track it?
Probably not.
Is it like
You have to remember.
is it like first time home buyer money where it's a lien?
Yes,
So it would show up on
yes.
on title, yep,
I mean, as far as the cap being waived and whatnot, I don't think that's on.
right, but the whole amount would be there.
Yes.
It'll show up on title, but might not show up when I interview them and ask them about mortgages against the property.
11 years from now, they are not gonna remember that half of it goes away, probably.
Great point.
And then realtors who gotta get into the business in 5 years aren't gonna know about that.
And
So when they're
15
doing
million
their-
can get used up fairly quickly.
Yeah.
In the past, these type of things have been renewed, but there's no guarantee that that could happen. All right, thank you.
Exciting.
Thank you.
All right, we have some new old friends from Cinch. Unfortunately, we've already discussed this, there'll be no guitar today.
No, I'm so sorry. So, and you would pay me not to sing, so I will say that. So for those that haven't met me, Jennifer with Cinch, I've been with Cinch 13 years now. I was a full-time realtor for 10 years, and I have brought, oddly enough, Jason on board. So it'll be easy to remember. Jason has a really good background, mortgage side, actually owned an appliance service company for multiple years, working with home warranty. So it's he totally gets the warranty side of the business and also that real estate side too, so which is really nice. But I wanted to share a couple of things that I'm hearing from agents when they're calling me in the past week or two, the questions that are coming in about warranty. One that comes up a lot, we heard it earlier in the meeting about multiple offers, and I've had several agents asking me, hey, can I write in, I'm gonna be in multiple offers, I've been told highest and best is on Monday night at 6 p.m. Can I write in a warranty where the buyer's gonna pay for it, but they're gonna let the seller start the coverage right away once the contract is executed? So the seller's getting the benefit of the warranty coverage from that contract point until the close, and then that buyer gets there, but the buyer's paying for it. So it's a nice kind of added. So you absolutely can do that, and you can go ahead and put it on. Next questions agents have is, what happens if that deal falls apart? And now the agent has coverage. We can't cancel that seller listing. So that's an option for you. Yes?
What if repairs were done in that time frame?
We could still cancel it. So if we need to, so just reach out. Everybody get their phone out. I'm gonna have you put my mobile business card into your phone. So if you have any questions, I get calls in the middle of inspections. Had a call the other day on home, was a Keller agent out of the Edina office. Had a buyer go through an inspection, had kind of won out multiple, so they had paid a little bit more than they were comfortable, or they were comfortable, but they were more than they probably were expecting. And 2 furnaces in the house, one was about 14 years old, the other one was 43 years old.
Oh.
And the age, of course, was freaking the buyer out a little bit, right? And so I was able to talk to that agent, kind of talk to him about what did the inspection show, was there any condition problem, and there was not. So age was not a problem, warranty was negotiated in during the inspection.
contingency period, which really made the buyer feel better. And obviously the buyer kind of wanted to talk to me about it, but I was able to talk them through it. And the seller was okay with that because they weren't asking for a brand new system. So, but go ahead and text 88500. And then you'll put in my first initial J and my last name, it's Gagne, but it looks like Gagne, so Gagne. And then that will upload my mobile business card for you. J for Jennifer, and then Gagne. That way if you have questions during that, you know, if you run into anything you need some help with, just let us know. We are also getting a lot of questions about when they're in the middle of a listing presentation. Listings are competitive, at least they were when I was selling, and I'm sure they still are. And they're kind of asking, how do I let the seller know about it? How do I let them know it's an option? I thought it was a little bit interesting because what I'm hearing a lot is, oh, they won't need it. It's gonna sell fast, it's gonna go fast, no problem. The interesting kind of a personal story for you from my realtor background, in my first year of selling real estate, I did have a seller end up at small claims court after a closing. It was a crazy seller's market at that time. We had multiple offers on the property. They did have an inspection, but no warranty tied to it. And the buyer ended up suing through the county, taking them to 12 claims for a new stove. Apparently it failed about a week after the closing. We never heard about it. I went back to the paperwork, nothing during the inspection, nothing. So those kind of things are really, when you talk to a seller at a listing, and probably it's my biased opinion from my personal experience, but the benefit to them is really, yes, they can place claims during, but after the close, making that clean break. Had I put a warranty on that, seller would have never heard about that. They would have put a claim in, either repair or replacement of the stove. So, but thank you, everyone. So I appreciate you letting us be here today. And Jason is going to be an awesome resource. He is as diligent as I am, and those who have worked with me know this. I am responsive. You need something, comes from my realtor days. Jason is as well. Thank you very much.
All right. With that in mind, I'm going to do a little bit of a tech update. And I'm actually going to have my good friend Olivia come up here and join me as we kind of talk through some stuff that's gone on for the past year, because she's got some perspective. I've got some other perspective. I think technology is fun and exciting. And then there's other people who say they don't know anything about it, and it's very scary to them. And it's always good to have a little bit of balance. But the first thing, I mean, we did this last year. We went over the different things that we've done. She don't like to stay in there. You do whatever you like.
I do like you, it's just that bright light is not gonna work.
Yeah, so I just want to go over all of the things that come out over the last year. We have put out so many things in Command. And you go, wow, I didn't know about that. I wasn't familiar with that. I didn't see that. And that's a great time to show up in class, because that's pretty much what I do. As soon as something new comes out, that's what we talk about in class. And that class is at 2 p.m. today. All right, so one of the first things that came out this year was the ability to auto-create flyers and designs. Literally auto-create them. You put in the listing, it populates, moves the pictures, puts all the information in there. Really? It could do that? I didn't know that. Yes, it can. Paid ads. If you haven't done a paid ad recently, it is a completely simpler, easier, faster way to get your information out to clients, and it's producing far better results than it used to be. And you can even do a TikTok ad now. That's your bag. Command app, we can improve the opportunity pipeline. There's now more filters and things like that. So some back-end stuff that makes using opportunities a little easier. Improve smart plans. I love writing smart plans, and with the advent of AI, the ability to write smart plans, write them quickly, segment them to your database, and increase your open rates is so easy that you would want to come to the class today at 2 o'clock and learn how to do all of those things if you don't know already. But smart plans are super easy to write now, far easier than they've ever been. And that makes it really useful that that's available. The websites are 100% better than they used to be, with additional things like mortgage calculators built in. What's the value of my home? Those are built right into your website now, if you're interested in having those in there. Wow, wait, there's still more? Yes, there are still many more small words. Team websites.
Do you guys see over there? Do you want them to move over a little?
Get him out of the way. I can't write them all down. I want to write them.
Where you go?
Team websites have absolutely been added. Now, in the old days, if you were part of the team, you knew you had to sacrifice your website for the team. And the team goes, why does Sarah get all the credit for everything going on in the team? They would be very angry. But now we actually have team websites. So it's a team, nobody's upset, we move on with our day. Database cleanup features. That's a pretty simple thing, but man, the ability just to go through there and find the duplicates and pitch them out, nice, very nice. The command app improvements on your app are phenomenal. And if you haven't been to one of my classes where we talk about apps, there are so many things you can do in your command app now to make your day easier, faster, and better. You are truly missing out. Stuff like QR code for your business card, the ability to call directly and make notes on your calls that you do and execute. The ability to develop your opportunities you can do and track right from your phone. You don't even need to go to the desktop. In fact, the command app pretty much has replaced the desktop app for almost anything you want to do. Sans writing that smart plan. It's super fun. And one of the newest things that came out is the ability to put on repeat tasks. So if you do something weekly or monthly or things like that, yearly or quarterly, or even custom dates, that is built into command as well. With that, all of those changes, there's more on the horizon. And that's where I'm gonna.
Yeah, so some of you, I was just telling Toddy that I can't sit on these chairs because I slide off, so then I sit sideways and I still slide off, so I'm gonna stand. So many of you know that I was asked to serve on the National OP Leadership Council, right? It's like an ALC for owners. And we had our first meeting in January, and we learned, why did we go through all of this? We learned that they are increasing the technology investment, $20 per person. And I was very transparent with the ALC. We had, raise your hand if you're on the Leadership Council, ALC. Yeah, okay, so there's 10 top, yeah, exactly. There's 10 top agents in this office that have graciously volunteered their time to serve this year on the Leadership Council. And when I had a call with them on Monday morning in place of Jamie, who's out very sick right now, it was 100% unanimous that they wanted to increase your investment this month instead of waiting until March. Where I'm frustrated, and I'm just going to be super transparent with all of you, is that KW International was supposed to get us marketing material last month, videos, documents, and things that we could share with you. And to be super frank, they've dropped the ball. And so I came to the ALC and I said, hey, I'm wondering if this $20 investment, if we just raise it $10 per person in February, and then we increase it starting March 1 of $20. Well, do the math, there's 200 of you, everybody pays the technology investment, and their unanimous 100% vote was, you know what, we're a profit sharing company. So if we don't pass through that expense to the agents, that's $2,000. If we only increase it $10, that's $2,000 that won't go out for profit share, and they're right. So we wanted to give you kind of an idea of all the things that have been added since the last tech investment increase, and that was a year ago. What I can also tell you is we were very adamant, and we also have it in writing per the OP Leadership Council, that they cannot raise that investment for at least another 2 years, because we threw our hands up and said, well, we gave them a little piece of our mind back in January. There was 40 of us in the room, and Mark Willis and Mark King and Jason Abrams, and I was surprised Gary didn't come into the room, but we said, look, here's the deal. We don't want any more surprises. We asked for 5 years, and they said there's just not any way that they could do that. They're actually losing money on a monthly basis with Command, even though there's 180,000 of us, and you're all paying an investment every month. The amount that they have put in it to protect you and your data, they're still not even breaking even. So, let's see, what day of the week is it? Wednesday for sure, but like the 7th, 8th. On your February 10th invoice, you will see that $20 increase. And you have my word, I signed a document with KWRI, it won't go up for at least another 2 years. The other thing that we wanted to make sure we talked about that will be coming very soon on the horizon, and this is probably one of the things I'm most excited about Command. We already use it as a market center leadership team. It's called Heat Seeker. And Jason made a comment at the beginning, like he loves technology, and then there's some that just like don't really understand it, but like they appreciate it. Well, that would probably be me, right? So one thing I do understand about this program called Heat Seeker is it basically, correct me if I'm wrong, somehow generates all this information into a list that basically tells us realtors from other companies that are thinking of making a change because of their searches on their websites or on their phone or what have you. It generates this list. Well, now Misha and Danielle and Jamie are calling these realtors, and wouldn't you freaking know, they're booking appointments with agents that are showing up on this Heat Seeker list. Yeah, I've actually interviewed a few new brokers. I'm considering making a change. We're setting those appointments and we're starting to attract people to the company from this Heat Seeker list. Well, guess what? It's coming out for you. It's Q2. And it's basically, if you have your database in command, it's basically going to tell you who's most likely to move next. That to me in itself is absolutely worth the $20 increase. I'm sure we will learn more at Family Reunion. There's 33 or 34 going to Family Reunion from our office, and we have 3 guests from other real estate companies joining us as well. So we'll come back and we'll do a panel and we'll share everything that we learned with you, but I wanted to make sure that you knew about Heat Seeker, and I just didn't want you to get the email from us basically saying about the increase in your investment. We wanted to make sure that we chatted about it here. So
I want to talk a little bit more about why, because I stood here last year and explained why we were raising the fee, and this year I get to explain it again. And nobody likes to explain the same thing twice, especially when it comes to money and payments and things like that. But when I stood here last year, and actually I want to start out by recognizing a good friend of mine, Colin, and I say that because if you've ever been on Colin's calls, one of the first things that you will hear in every single objection that Colin encounters is nobody has a crystal ball. And when I say nobody has a crystal ball, I do mean that nobody has a crystal ball. And this time last year, I don't think any of us could have predicted how quickly and how fast AI would assume a position in the real estate business. I mean, it went from that's coming, and it's some magical thing in the future to it's here and it's launched and it's improved 100-fold in the very short time that it's been available to us. So how do realtors use AI? Well, first off, listing descriptions. Well, do I really pay for listing descriptions? I mean, those kinds of, there's so many things. And like I talked about earlier, using artificial intelligence to target and segment your database effectively is the future of what you do. I've said it before, and I'll say it again when I talk about AI. No one in this room is going to lose their job to artificial intelligence. But people will lose their jobs to people using it. And integrating artificial intelligence into command is how we get to things like Heat Seeker. Artificial intelligence is what we're using to predict what agents are thinking about leaving their brokerages, and we're predicting it with 80 to 85% accuracy. That's crazy, that you could literally take a list of people, based on their behaviors, there's an 85% chance these people will be leaving your brokerage. We then distribute that list. Well, imagine if you have that quality of information about the people in your database. These people are the most likely to move. How would you change what you do? I'd like to think you'd change it very dramatically, okay? Additionally, how do I target my database? Right now, if you had to write a newsletter every month, let's just say if you had to, or chose to write a newsletter every month, this big, long newsletter, and you're sending it out to maybe 500 people who have 500 varied interests. You can use AI right now. You can target a specific list for people who live in Lakeville. Another email goes out to people who live in Shakopee. Another one to Savage, and it's all custom designed by your email and asking a few changes in AI to predict each of those things. Send out the email to all those people. The very first thing that happens is increased open rate. An increased open rate is where you start to get value, because you're sending out the email anyway. Why not make it valuable? What if the information you're giving to your clients didn't require you hours and hours and hours to look up, but you could think of something that was valuable, put it in your email, and use AI to do it and communicate that information? What if every time you got a news headline like interest rates are down 0.5%, you know what? I need an email. Pow, right in there, And those are the sorts of things that we're looking to do with Command. I'm not saying that that's what's going to be the first things out or over time, where that's going to fit in the timeline. But integrating artificial intelligence into Command is where this money is going. There's no question about it. And the challenge we have right now, of course, is to you or I, AI kind of seems free. I mean, I can go on ChatGPT right now and it seems free and all that kind of stuff. Where it costs money is integrating it into systems. And they know that. That's why they're doing this, and that's why we're anticipating the future. We have challenges when it comes to technology. And technology is an ever-moving train. It is always moving forward. It is best to get on the train as early as possible and ride it for as long as possible without losing space. And if we choose not to move forward, the train will already be to the next station by the time we decide to get on board. And that's why this is so important. That's why this is going on. Not to mention the fact that it costs you $17 extra this week for chicken, because it does. I mean, that's a real thing. But the reality is there are changes in our industry that are happening that need to be addressed, and we need to stay ahead of that rather than fall behind quickly. So there are all of these items that are on the horizon for next year, or for this year in the first quarter. And a whole nother set of them for the second quarter. The Command team is larger than it ever has been. They're producing more things more rapidly than they ever have been. And most importantly, they're producing them with very few bugs. I mean, the stuff that launches now, it launches well, it's ready to use, and it's out there versus, you know, maybe your experience back in 1964 when somebody told you needed to have Command. This isn't that time.
We didn't even have computers then.
Somebody's too smart for me. But the point is, we're better than that. We've gotten better and we continue to get better. And that's why this is going on.
Yes, and what I will also say is, how many tech classes do you teach a month?
Large classes, individual classes,
Large classes.
4 a month. Minimum.
How many individual tech appointments do you do a month with agents? Or
30 plus. 30 plus.
So we'll post his Calendly link. You can go to an old email from him. We'll put in the Friday email. If you aren't on the train, or maybe you're on the train, you just aren't on it, maybe at the level you want, you need to be booking an appointment with him. We've got to get you systematized and automation happening in your business.
That's what I'm here for.
What's the cost, or the total cost? So I know the $20 update, but I mean, what's the total cost for technology to each of us?
Got it. There you go.
So it used to be 70, it'll be 90.
And your E&O is $25 a month, $300 a year. And so it's what, $115? No, 120. Math is hard. No, 120, 125.
Math isn't hard, it's hard for you.
Yeah, it is hard. It is hard for me. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go.
Do the math.
You've got a slide for that.
I just have the technology.
Oh, okay. Okay. You guys can do the math. You know how to calculate commissions. I was testing you.
You know it's 25, right?
That's correct.
90 plus 25 is 150.
150. That's what I said.
Yes, is what you
That's what I
said.
said.
So with that in mind, I want to move forward a little bit. If you have questions, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to explain in any place you want. But I want to bring up somebody who I think is really important. I just want to have a seat here. Come on, Mama. Because I want to say right off the bat, I was Victoria's first victim in onboarding. And I didn't know how our friendship would grow over the next couple of years. But I really appreciate the fact that when we're onboarding, I don't know, most of the onboarding is done on a computer. So I'm like ready to go. I am like 10 stages ahead. And she let me get right up to the edge and go, no, you want to pull that back, but because you're about to mess this up. And it was really not, I mean, she really let me run and stuff, and she was really great at it at the time. And it was her first time doing it. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So right off the bat, we'll talk about some stories, but when we say farewell to a legend, it's not just as simple as saying goodbye to a legend. I want to introduce this because one of the things, if you know Victoria, you know, is that she is a huge Giants fan. And she's not just a Giants fan for the simple
Not the
reason,
Twins.
but really confident.
Giants.
She is also a Twins fan, but she's a Giants fan for other reasons. And we thought it would be really cool to take a look at some pictures with Victoria and all the fantastic people. Go ahead, take a look at all those fans. Give her, let's take a look at those pictures. That she has been a part of, planned, she has helped onboard or has onboarded almost every single new agent we have over the last 2 years, which is a huge number of people. And she's been involved in that, in the planning of events, making sure that everyone here felt welcome on a regular basis. And with that in mind, I thought it'd be time that we retire her number. We call her Mama V. She was our first overall pick in the draft back in 2020, and we're retiring her jersey this year. She is a revered figure in KWPR history. Unparalleled dedication and unwavering commitment to the agents have earned her a place among our all-time greats. She has left an indelible mark on every person she's played with. And with that in mind, we want to retire her number 3.
That was my brother's number.
Yeah.
That is not a coincidence, Mark.
Her brother played for the San Francisco Giants and was number 3. So the picture that you saw with her wearing the jersey, Sadek, is her brother.
Her actual brother, real life baseball player, number 3. Let's give Mama V a big hand. And let's
You are the reason that I'm here because I'm so passionate about you and your business. And I love each and every one of you, and I hope you know that.
Oh, they know.
I just love you.
Where's the screen that described her, right here, best hugs, like bear hugs, right? Like bear hugs. Go ahead and take a seat, thank you. We haven't really spoken much about what's on tap for Victoria next. She's moving to Arizona,
Intentionally. Yeah.
Intentionally, yes.
Trisha, intentionally.
Some of you in the room might know, some of you don't. Victoria is my mom. And as I walk closer and look at you and we both smile, you probably see the resemblance. 2 of my 3 brothers live in Arizona, and they, between the two families, have 5 children. And you can only hop on a plane once or twice a year when working, and so she's going to be able to move down there, really get to know the 5 kids. They're all under the age of 8. And we were able to help find her a KW office, and it's double the size of ours. It's 400 agents. Cody Gibson is the freaking OP, like, are you kidding me? And so she's essentially gonna be in that same role, also taking on some of the staff responsibilities at the front desk. Starts I don't know, in 4 weeks. So today is her last physical day in the office. She's been a ton of help with Toddie's onboarding. We've got her on speed dial. Hey, how do we do this? So she won't physically be leaving for a couple weeks yet. We are planning a happy hour for her next Thursday, to be determined on location, but next Thursday, 4 to 6. And I told you the 22nd, and I was wrong, because one of her local granddaughters has a softball game that day, hockey on the 22nd. So it is next Thursday. We'll get you all the details. It's probably going to be at Los Grandes in Burnsville. I'm just waiting on a couple things because she loves Mexican, so why would we not do it there? So we have some more fun things planned for you then, Victoria, but thank you very much for all of you coming to show your gratitude to Victoria. And many of you were here when Victoria started a couple of years ago. Some of you weren't. We had a few transitions with leadership at that time, and she was wearing about 18 hats instead of just 1. And right now she's been there are times where she's been the DFI, she's been the MCA the last couple of weeks, she's been the agent services. And so thank you for all of your hard work and dedication to the organization over the last couple of years. So let's give her one more round.
Giving away hugs today.
Yeah.
And I do have to sell my condo before I leave, which is my parents, which is a little hard. But thankfully, I have a
great agent.
Her favorite son-in-law.
No need to offer, I've had plenty of offers. I've got the best in the business.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right, so stop by the MCA office to hug Victoria, and thank you again to Cinch for lunch today. And we're gonna regroup with the Mega Agent Mastermind at 12:30, so go grab some lunch. And thanks all for being here. Appreciate you.
Yeah, why?
Dual career.